I can't
Yeah,
believe
I
that.
feel you.
Anytime. Cream.
Just asking everybody so they know, because, you know, sometimes this thing glitches out like crazy on Twitch. Alright, everybody tuning in. This is Active Reload episode number 4. We're going to be covering all the Hypefestation, everything going in, predictions, teams, rosters, all that fun stuff. Tonight we have Barbosa joining us for a little bit. He wants to talk about professionalism with teams, better ways for teams to promote themselves, reasons they should be sticking together and not making so many changes. And of course we have Arctyc, Daface, and Gandhi here again. So, Barbosa, get it going. What do you want to talk about?
Well, dude, first I want to just thank you for inviting me onto the show. I'm a fan of the show. I've definitely been watching it since I started this whole media gears thing. So thanks for having me, and thanks for everybody for coming in and watching. But I just wanted to touch on a few things because this has been like it's been more of a nightmare for Joey than myself when it comes to dealing with the teams and what's happening with teams right before Hypefestation. And there's a little bit of a professionalism thing here because Caesar, myself, Joe, we've been setting up Hypefestation for a while. Believe it or not, like every day we put in 2.5, 3 hours of work into Hypefestation. We want it to be a great event. We invited a bunch of teams based on professionalism and like legacy reputation from MLG back in the day. And it's just been ridiculous because when Caesar went to seed people, it started with, you know, full teams, who's still together. Then it went to 3+ members. Then it went to 2 members of original teams, and then if you have 2 other members that went to Hype, then you got seeded with them. And then it went to just having 2 members, and then 1 member, it doesn't really count as a team. So just just going through all like the changes and the seeds and the confusion of this person is losing that person, it's just been crazy, man. Mm-hmm. So I just want to tell you guys it's a really good idea. When you get a team, it doesn't just matter if the person's good on your team. You know, if your practice schedules mesh, if the person has a job to invest money in traveling counts. So you guys have to consider all this when you pick your team members, and not just the fact that they're good and you guys scrim well, but there's other like life issues involved. So I would just love, you know, if we get to do a Hype 3 and, you know, we could muster up the budget for everybody, it's like we'd like to see the teams kind of just bring it together and kind of work as like a professional whole and not just like an indie band. Mm-hmm. So
why did you say if we get to do it? I don't like how you worded that, my friend.
Well, honestly, like I'm one of the admins for Hypefestation, and putting everything together, like we are just getting by on not coming out of pocket on this event. On Hypefestation 1, I actually put out almost like $3,000 of my own personal money and was making that back as the teams signed up. So that's why it was really important to get those teams in, and then off the advertising money, I still came negative, but you know I think we had a good event and we were able to put out another one. So that's why I say if, because I mean I can't personally support Hypefestation on my own. So everybody that retweets and uses the hashtags and gets that awareness out there is much appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. So are you wanting to talk about like what can change in that sphere? Or you just want to give out the SOS to people? Like, what exactly do you feel like is the progression steps to fix it?
Well, as a community in general, first of all, we need eyes. So for the Gears community to support itself, the level of interest needs to rise, whether you're playing, whether you're competing. If you're playing and competing, if you're just spectating, if you have friends that play, you know, there's ways to support these guys all the time. One of the big ones is the live streamers. Now, Twitch TV is very, very good at tracking numbers. And obviously everybody loves StarCraft. The pros pulling thousands of views just eating dinner and doing matches and stuff. So, you know, it kind of makes me sick. Yeah, it happens. So
I woke up today. Check me out.
Hey, this is me sleeping with my cat walking around.
7,000 people. Oh, I love that cat. That's funny.
It's incredible. And I just kind of for those live streamers that are out there, guys, if you don't know, on Twitch TV, you could search for browse games. And when you start typing in Gears of War 3 is your default. Click on that, and then you'll see all the Gears of War players playing at that time. And if you see familiar names or anything, drop in, say hi, because those impressions count, and make sure you follow everyone.
Yeah, that's cool. It's actually funny you actually say something like that, just due to the fact that I've actually jumped into streams like that. I'm always popping in and out, and a lot of them guys have some real nice pages set up.
Yeah. And it's like, if they're doing scrims or they're just playing, like, and this goes to the live streamers, like Kenny, you have a great live stream. You're always entertaining. You put up scrims. You have your scoreboards. You put in that effort for those streams, and that's why you have that great rep. And for those of you guys that are starting out streaming, my biggest suggestion is to always be objective. Like, don't just label your stream Gears of War. If you're scrimming, these are Gears of War scrims. For what? What are your settings? Because you don't search on Twitch TV for, like, once you search the game, it's all about your title. And if your title says Gears of War 3, there's nothing different about that title. So kind of put in your scrimming or your experimenting. Like, I was really excited about your cream of the crop thing. You're going to just try on the playlists. That's genius.
Yep.
See what works competitively.
Yeah, I've also I think we touched on this last week or the week before. I was saying that I'm so tired of just seeing every stream, like, people are streaming. Yeah, it's great. You're getting some viewers to come, but all they're doing is streaming and, like, giveaway at 100 viewers. And it's like, okay, cool, but they're going to come, get whatever shit you're giving away, and be like, all right, peace, I'm out of here. Never coming back. Like,
That's why you said it.
Well, what's up, Kenny? You say that like you have like some personal experience with something.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, people take my advice. I've been there, done that. I've been grinding, the streaming on Twitch from the start when it was just in TV, and, like, it was really just me and Yuli. And, I know what's going to work, and I know what's not, and that does not work. Unless you got some ridiculous thing you're giving out. It just does not work. Like, nobody cares about Microsoft points or 1 month. Like, it doesn't bring people in. You want viewers, do something new, be creative. Go to the Epic forums. They're supporting us now. We have our own little section in there. Woo. Like, bring people in.
Like, give away an animal.
Yeah, give away an animal. Be like, hey, I found this cat.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, at 1,000 viewers, I'm giving away a fucking whale. Like the Dane Cook skit.
I'm giving away a fucking narwhal to 1,000 viewers.
I wish everybody was like League of Legends fans, because the only kind of swag I got left are like the Pax Jackson Silver codes. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, you got Silver codes, bro?
No.
Look,
So
we sing every night, and you can't let a guy know you got codes. Cool.
So I think my question would be, again, to Barbosa, Kenny, Charlie, any Gandhi, any of you guys. So, like, okay, streaming is something that's viable. I get that you need to differentiate yourself. And, again, this is something that I wanted to talk on last week, but I didn't talk on it too much. But what else can you do? How can you be more marketable? How can you be more professional besides, keeping the same team, the set roster, live streaming on Twitch, which I think everyone is doing. So, to me, even if you title your video differently, is that really differentiating yourself from, let's say, Terror stream to Fallout stream or Nick stream? I mean, is that really going to differentiate? Because if you look at their stream, they're not really doing that much different. They both have the face cam. They're both playing Gears of War. They're both at a high level. What else can those guys do? And I know Fallout, I'm just picking them just because they came off the top of my head. But what else can you do for anybody that doesn't have those things set up and they don't have the internet upload speed to stream high def content? What can they do?
Well, there's a couple standards that this is not just for Gears, but I will support the Gears community and tip them off because I want it to grow. But every team needs a standard. Any competitor needs a few standards. You need your YouTube. If you can stream and you're lucky enough to stream. You need your website. You need your social networking. Get your Facebook. Get your Twitter going. These are all standards that everyone has access to. And if you have access to it, use it. And once you have all that standard stuff set up, then you have to kind of personalize yourself. And yes, it goes to the individual level because a team is made up of 4, 5, whatever people it is in esports. But then each team member needs that personality, that distinction, you know, because you don't want to be a bunch of robots on one team. You wear the uniform to represent you're on a team, but then you need to be individual. Like, how many times you talk about football or baseball, you have your favorite player, you have the favorite pitcher, you have your favorite batter, you like the way this guy does center field. Like, you have those distinctions. So then once you have that, you know, and if you have like a token stereotypical thing about you, we'll sell it. But that's all I can tell you. But you just gotta sell it, and the ways to distinguish yourself from other competitors is, you know, if you do have a rambunctious personality, like if you are the funny guy or the joker, or if you are like the educational type, if you run the tutorial videos and you want to help the community get involved, if you're like the motivator where you're always getting people to play, you know, keep people coming back to the game. I mean, you know, it came out in September, and then, you know, we took a big hit because Battlefield and Call of Duty came out, so everybody kind of just like migrated over. And then it's like, well, Gears is still alive. There's people on those playlists, you know, 50,000 people roughly at a time still kind of go. But it's like, get people to come back to the game, and you could be a motivator. So you have the motivator on your team. You could have the tutorial guy that educates everybody about the team. Then you could have your just straight up killer that's always showing, you know, you could have the Twitch TV guy. Like, everybody on that team should be contributing to that team. And with media and getting sponsored, being sponsored means your marketing. It means nothing else except your marketing. Being good and getting attention is a part of marketing. So take it like a business. What makes you marketable? That's how you get sponsor attention and get scouted. So that's I mean, like, that's pretty much the beginning of it. There's so much to do, but those are just some standards that never come to mind when people are talking about stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and the one thing I saw today that I actually really liked, going back to like the fundamental thing, was I had a Thorsten was like bored at work or something along those lines, and he was like, "Hey, ask me anything competitive Gears of War." So I retweeted, I sent him some questions, try to get some thought provoking, try to tap into the mind of MBN, and he responded. He responded to like multiple people. I thought that was pretty cool because it's just like an open discussion board. But I mean, outside of, you know, your instructional YouTube videos, I never really see like, you know, Q&As. Like, it's just a blog, just a write-up on anything. And I think, you know, if that's something where maybe a sponsor has to kind of force someone's hand, but I mean, a blog is something that is going to stay there. And if you don't have the YouTube and you don't have the live stream, like, people will check out your blog, especially if you update it frequently. I think the key is the one thing the Halo guys do have right, if it's anything, is they engage their fans. They, at least some of them do, like maybe 4. But they engage their fans. They do like Q&As. They're really in touch with them. They give like Ghostly Army does like a lesson like a week, and it's like, all right, well, at this time, come into my stream. I'll give you the password if you like win it or whatever, and I will go through like the spawn system. Little things like that. I mean, people watch the YouTube videos, but if it's like live in action and they can ask a question, it turns into like a class. Then it's like a lecture, and you're the teacher. So if you have that ability to be a streamer, I think that is a great way to do it.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Yeah,
right
you
there.
like that?
I know you just didn't pull that out of the back door, Gandhi. But
Hey,
yeah,
don't
it's not
know
too
yet.
bad of an idea, you know. I mean, but then again, I guess that goes without saying, kind of thing with a lot of the guys that stream. I mean, KO, I know. Like, if you guys have a stream, you guys have your community events, kind of thing, or you bring guys in, and I'm sure you've guided guys in the right direction, and I'm sure that almost kind of falls almost a line right in the same line of things. You know, just taking players that are even remotely or slightly interested and bringing them inside, you know, the brains of the competitive world, you know, is you know, right up there with that.
Definitely, and I think as far as my my take on it and like how I would do it, because I started the blog first, and that was my first, like, well, I mean, I take it back. I did YouTube before I did my blog, but I feel like that differentiated myself from so many other people because of what I started doing, and it was a great way to, one, start interacting once I built it up enough to say, hey, you know, I have about 10,000 unique viewers on this, and then you start emailing a few companies. Maybe you're interested in a Dazzle capture card, which is, like $60. So a company says, okay, that might be worth $60 to send this guy something. And then I started that way. Like reviews, I thought was really different from a pro gamer's aspect. So I think there's so many different avenues you could take. It's just like, what options do you have to explore, and then think about it. How can you do that? And that's just, then it ends up being execution at that point. Are you going to be consistent? Can you continue to do it? Are you going to continue to do videos or stream, whatever it is? So yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of options for people out there.
Right. And I guess when you started your whole blog, I never really tapped into the whole reflection kind of thing. But however, I guess reflecting back on the whole social network kind of thing, when you would put that out on your social network is when I would finally catch a little whiff of it. Like I wouldn't know where to find it if it wasn't for you actually, promoting it towards your social media. So I mean, there's a couple articles I've read, and there's a couple, that I've really thoroughly enjoyed from you. And then there's also a couple that I send you a derogatory tweet saying, what the hell are you talking about?
What are you talking about, dude?
Well, that's
I
just
can't
how
remember
Daface
which one it
works.
was, but yeah, I remember a few of those that you.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess that just comes right down to the whole social network, and just doing it, and then I guess just to come up to my last point is actually doing it,
Right.
Writing these companies, and trying to market yourself to them.
Well, I was gonna say one thing I feel like needs to be either. I don't want to say it needs to be wide open. I mean, it does. Kind of everyone needs to understand how to do it. But like some of the basic things, like creating a correct sponsorship proposal, or just knowing who to contact, where to contact, those type of steps, I feel like at the very least, some type of entity should always be in charge of that. Like,
I agree.
At least direct people to do that. I don't know if it needs to be a pro player association. I don't know if MLG needs to do that. That's one of my biggest gripes with MLG from the get-go. When I got into the league, coming from sports, there's always mentors. You have coaches, they tell you how to do stuff. You don't have that in gaming. So I feel like at the very least, if you're dealing with such a young mindset and a young, just socially aspect mind of gamers, it's just like they don't know how to do that. So having all those people that deal with marketing, deal with business, know the ins and outs of getting sponsorships. MLG gets sponsorships. I mean, that's pretty much how they funded themselves the first few years that they even got started. So they understand the process, but they're not educating the players on, hey, this is what you need to do to get those sponsors or that sponsor or this sponsor. And I think it's like really vague understanding. And I always thought, and I don't mean to pick on Lau, but I always thought that was Ray's job to kind of help people with that. And you never got that. So that's one of the things I don't really like about MLG from a player standpoint, but I think there needs to be some type of entity that is in charge of that.
Definitely. I mean, that's
In Barbosa, we trust, I guess.
I've got plans. If Hypefestation can still keep going, I'm really big on the media aspect of this. And if you guys remember, obviously those hero UFC intro shots I did for teams, like
Yeah.
I'm bringing those out
Faith,
the
can I
top
get
8.
one? Can
What?
I get one? Me, Faith and I were sitting there, I was sitting there and I was like, I think it'd be awesome before it comes out if Faith and I were just like standing in an alleyway and like our blazers like hanging out, What do you think, Alex?
What's that?
If we got time Friday night, I'll set it up for Saturday.
Perfect. Yeah, our little intro bit. So it's like us
Welcome
hanging
everybody
out.
at the door.
Yeah, we're just like sitting there hanging out and we're like pissed off, like drinking.
I'll get some deep bass effects and everything.
I'm game. Make it happen.
But here, I just want to give you guys a couple last tips for the teams. This essentially, if you're winning money or getting some type of income as a team, you're officially now a business. And a lot of people, that just scares people because, yeah, anybody can sell something and receive money for compensation. The problem with that is taxes. And I know I'm scaring people like, oh my God, what? I just want to play games. What are you talking about taxes? But it's the truth. If you're going to be collecting an income and it's not cash-based, I'm not saying except cash, but if it's not cash-based and you're getting a check, well, that's income that you're earning that you have to tell the government, hey, I'm winning stuff. So you're kind of like going into the realm of an accountant, and you should, every serious team, whether it's you're grabbing your father or some sort of like other managerial person, should have someone externally helping manage the team, whether that be flights, hotels, accounting, your taxes, your income, the organization. Like, you might want to externalize that because there's a lot of drama between teams that's all internalized. And when you put that on someone else to help out, they're not scrimming constantly with your team, and they don't have to be everywhere with your team. That helps alleviate a lot of those issues. So that might be a tip for the future.
I think that's like the perfect place for a coach.
Yep.
I agree. Of course, buy into the whole boss nasty thing where he expects the coach to call the fucking plays or whatever. I don't know. That's besides the point. But I think that's a great point for the coach to come in and kind of take a little bit of a step to put so the players can put faith in him, kind of a thing. I don't know. Just an idea.
So, I mean, you're putting faith in another guy or whatever to run your show kind of thing for money and various items of swag?
Dude, Bravo did it. Look at what Bravo did Bravo got Final Boss Complexity. And back in the day, I won a national championship and I couldn't even get my hands on Complexity. Bravo hasn't even looked at a national championship and he got it. So, he did something right for the team.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh,
but then again, because the coach can sell out, like the players don't want to necessarily be like, oh, I'm not going to wear all the swag, but the coach can just be flamboyant covered in swag, I said swag twice. I've said it in my life. It sounded really
Complexity weird. Socks and briefs.
Right?
Just covered.
Yeah.
This is the Complexity onesie. Yo, so what's up, man? Let me not to kind of get off topic, but yo, so my Twitter just explodes today. We're getting rid of Alpha. Is that what's going on right now?
All right, if you want
the word on the street, we're doing this right now, bro. We're doing this. We're chatting about this.
If you really want to bring this up right now, I just saw.
Hold on. We're going to get super off track, and we already forgot about Vivero Prodigy who has to come in. So I said we let Barbosa finish.
Okay.
And then we'll go into
Barbosa hang out, too, because Barbosa, you're a casual Gears of War player, too, right? I've seen you get down with the get down.
Yeah, you can call me a tryhard. I don't want to be, disrespected by the community, so I put in my practice so I know what I'm talking about, and I know if that's actually a good player or not, so that's why I play the game constantly.
Right. All right. So what's up? What's up, CrReam?
All right.
I get home from work. I take my boots off. I jump on Twitter and I press refresh, and the first thing that's up there was I had my finger over deleting the entire Alpha playlist. Over Brothers Till the End or Stranded King of the Hill. What's up with that, man?
Listen. It makes
of Gears of War. And you guys are trying to get rid of it.
No.
Listen,
it makes perfect sense to do that. The Alpha playlist, as awesome as it is, does not have nearly enough people in it. When in place, you could have Brothers to the End permanent or Stranded King of the Hill permanent.
When is Brothers Till the End a 4v4 competitive game type that the masses come to play and to travel across the United States to get into venues?
Those are never going to be competitive settings.
It's
and don't act, Charlie, don't act like all you do is play execution in Alpha. Don't act.
I play every game type.
It's always execution, man. Always execution. It's never anything else.
Party of four, do whatever you want.
Listen, Alpha's awesome. I love Alpha, but not enough people play. And if you throw in a playlist like Stranded, let me explain to you why. Listen, if you put in Stranded, majority of people who play Gears, competitive or not, hop in with no party. They have nobody to play with, so then they'll hop in, and every time you get in a match, you get put in a party of no parties, and then you go against a full party, and you get scraped every time, unless you randomly get mixed up with good kids.
Okay, so get rid of Brothers Till the End then. Yeah, the 2v2 playlist is fucking outstanding. But bro, come on now, man. 600 kids play Alpha on the regular. You know what I'm saying? 398 in quick match and 200 and whatever in rank. So I don't understand why get rid of it. Those 600 kids that are in there are all like they're their own little tiny community. I just don't understand, like, why get rid of it? Why kill a playlist that 600 kids play with on the constant?
It's
pissed. I play 15 games alpha a fucking day.
Did you
so
play
this shit made me
Stranded?
feel like I fucking live when I heard it. You know?
Face, did you play Stranded when it was out?
Yeah, I played it. I played 2
Okay.
maps. But yeah, it's
Alright.
cool. It's cool,
So
bro.
this-
So what? You're supposed to be to fucking
the-
work with 3 other kids or whatever.
The
you know?
settings, are they that different from alpha? In all honesty.
No.
Okay. Okay. That's
No.
all. That's all. That's the only point I need to make. They're not that different from alpha. The only thing you don't get is teams. And I feel like if you, the majority of people on Gears of War thinking greater good for the community, don't play in parties. They're all by them. They're lonesome. And if they run into us 5, and we go into
Well, I mean, we're banging.
Okay, hold on. I'm taking a timeout. If I run into you 5, do you know what I'm gonna do to you guys?
You're gonna run.
What am I gonna fucking do to you guys? I am gonna make my mark, and I'm not gonna camp. I'm just gonna come run out there and fucking plow you. I'm gonna go 10. I'm gonna go 10 and 7 and put my 10 kills on the board or whatever, and everybody else is gonna have their 2 and 3 and bullshit or dash. But I'm still gonna be a monster out of it, and I'm still gonna play my own playlist. You know?
How you gonna move? You won't get in my face to get to
Yeah, right, bro. Come on.
Oh God, you guys.
I'm just saying.
Come on. Oh.
If there's a team of 5 and you're by yourself, you're not going to get 10 kills against a really good team. Infinity, if they're running 4 guys and a 5th in there, you're not going to get.
You'll get Lancer to death before you get outside.
You're not going to get in their face. Anybody, you're not going to get in their face.
Either,
Tell me why Stranded doesn't make sense.
There is going to be 1 or there is going to be 2 Gibbs, or I'm still going to be shining amongst the other 3 guys.
That's going to be the highlight of your night. Oh my God! I killed Nick Mertz. Yes.
I don't say I only fucking solo alpha, man. Just because I love.
Oh my God! I popped off Atmo's head. Yes.
Yes, that's it. Yes, just hammer bursted Arctyc down with a fucking hammer burst in alpha playlist, and I just went 10 and 7, and the rest of my team did shit. And yes, we fucking lost, but I bang, boy, I bang. You know what I'm saying?
No, see, that's the fighter.
Not
That's the
happening.
fighter spirit, and that's what I like about you. You're a cool cat, and I like everything you said there. I agree with you tenfold. Everyone else has a very skewed opinion on this, I think.
I need to jump in here, guys. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Yo, can I get some fucking hearts in the stream, man? Can I get some hearts in the stream? The alpha playlist.
Emotion.
Official tally right now with all 415 of you in here, you know? Just let that shit fly, boy, you know what I'm saying? Non-stop.
You just broke my chat, man. You just broke it.
Is my dude Pete in here? This shit will be non-stop, Pete. I want you to look at this right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's 400 people compared to the thousands.
Exactly. The entire alpha playlist, the entire fucking alpha playlist community is inside our stream right now, banging hearts right now. You know what I'm saying? Save that shit. Let's go. Alpha's staying.
Yeah, but if
stay
you had
there.
to choose Stranded, King of the Hill, making the game grow because people will then more willingly play the game because they don't need to have a party, they'll play more.
It's one of my choice of 3 maps. I play it. I love it. It's cool. It's good. I don't. It's fun. What's up?
If you hide
I'm after Scott.
okay. What if you hide the fact that the other team's in a party? So all you can do is assume. Then you think it's Stranded, and then it's like placebo effect.
What?
So it works on 33%. So they have no idea the other team's in a party, right? So it's just random, and you have no fucking clue, and all you can do is draw conclusions from it. Then they would perceive that it is Stranded, but yet it is not. That is what I petition.
Yo, can I get some more hearts in the stream if anybody understood what Gandhi just said? If you haven't seen it, just throw some hearts up there, you know?
I got nothing.
I'm saying you can see when the other team is in a party and you join Alpha by yourself, correct? You're sitting there like, oh, that guy's the fucking party leader and he's with the other 3 guys, right? You know,
Yeah, and if I'm in a party, go to the game chat and try to troll as hard as I possibly can before I bang, you know?
I'm saying hide that shit, and then it's as if they're playing fucking Stranded. You don't need your own playlist. When is it a problem to have join up with your friends?
Here, yo, listen now, okay, now look. This is how this is.
Hey, can I get some time here?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Get it.
Just write it down. Write it down. Yeah, real quick, right? So I've been trailing competitive gaming for like 5 years. Let me get this out of the way. Charlie, I know you play League of Legends. You play League of Legends. There's 11 million people on that game. 11 million people play that game, all right? Daily, I don't even know what the hell those numbers are, right?
5 million people, JB. 35 million people play that
Okay,
game.
that's international. It's international. Okay. whatever that number is, it's massive. Okay, that game has only 2 game types, just 2.
Okay.
So everybody is familiar with those 2 game types. Okay, you have your
No, be very careful with the words you pick here because I'm a League of Legends master. You know what I'm saying? So don't make me turn his back on you.
Oh my god, you are heated right now.
I carried you in that game. So they have only 2 game modes that the whole community is familiar with, and that game also teaches you how to be a competitive member in that community by running ranked. The problem we have with Gears is you have like a whole list of playlists, and everybody's kind of like alienated and diversified, even though we enjoy them. Like King of the Hill is its own thing. That is an objective mode. Then you have Team Deathmatch, which is its own thing where you just kill people. And then you have 3 different ways to kill people, which is Execution, Team Deathmatch, Warzone, Alpha. Like, these are all just ways of killing the other team. And you kind of alienate the whole community because it's like, which mode do you like to play the most? Or if there was like kind of one set or one designated competitive set, then it would kind of bring the community together. They would understand what's going on in competitive Gears, and things would work. Now, I'm going to second Gandhi right now and tell you that what would be brilliant for this game is like a buddy system where if it's just you or just a buddy, yeah, sure, you go ahead and quick match, because you'll never face a team that has the majority of the players in a party. So that would be amazing for quick match. But what I don't understand about ranked match is that ranked match essentially is just a team match. Everybody needs to be in a team before you start that. But you can queue up as a single person, which doesn't make sense if you're trying to play as a team. So seconding what Gandhi's saying is fooling people that they're in Stranded. If you go play Stranded, it's pretty much a quick match. You're 1 or 2 people that you're always going to meet. They're never really coordinated. Fantastic. When you play a ranked team match, you know you're either going against a party of 2 or 3 or 4v1 or 5v5, whatever that is. And if you're all kind of banding together on the same playlist and the same competitive mode, that casual audience will be orientated, whatever that word is, to what the competitive mode for Gears is.
All right.
So if nobody's playing Alpha.
Hold on. Okay, there we go. Time out.
The
Listen.
Messiah will now speak.
JB, I'm putting my phone up in this stream right here in my mirror.
Can't see shit.
You can't see it? All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, here's an email from from Riot Games saying certain in-game activity on your account has been found to be in violation of the Summoner's Code, basically for trolling kids going into ranked games. You know what I'm saying? Going into a non-competitive game set kind of thing, by myself being a monster, carrying but losing due to it. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So them kids that are going into that alpha playlist kind of thing, compared to the Stranded, they have a clue on what's going on.
As much as I want to keep doing this, we have not even touched Hypefestation yet.
Oh, that's cool.
We don't need to. This is important right now. We'll do another show fucking tomorrow. All right, this is a heated debate. I'm not leaving anything unsaid. This is a relationship. I don't want to have to talk shit behind your back to face.
And
is that what you want me to do?
JB, Mr. Barbosa, they put out a new champion. They put out new downloadable content every other week. There is a new champion to play that adds an entirely new twist. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same game mode, though, bro. It's the same game mode. You just gotta learn that new mechanic. It's not as severe as a whole new playlist. Like, Domain was a whole new way to play the game. Whereas you're on Summoner's Rift, and somehow you're going to play the game the same exact way, and you have the same objectives.
I think I speak for the whole of the alpha, which I shouldn't, because I don't really play that much. I just cast. But no one wants to get trolled by sawed-offs and have to go back to the dark days of getting killed by fucking retros and hammerbursts. So I think I pose this: get rid of alpha.
I will fucking kill you right now, Gandhi. What are you saying right now?
I don't want to do it. When I joined TDM...
Ladies and gentlemen out there in the Active Reload stream, this is coming from a guy that I carry day in and day out in the alpha game time.
You're a hater.
Go get your sword off shotgun and go play your Stranded. All right, so anyway, listen, Infinity, the fathering, NBN, PvP gaming.
Oh, this is my cue to get out of here, guys.
No, I was on your side. Oh. Yes. You weren't paying attention. I hate you. Despise you. I'm going to rip your ass.
I'm going to let Vero jump in now, guys, if you want to start talking about the teams, because I said my professional thing. Guys, step it up a little bit, learn what professionalism is, take care of your media, take care of all your things, and I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let Vero jump in and talk to you guys about the rest of your playlists and the teams that you're talking about, because all I'm doing is making everybody at Hypefestation look like rock stars. That's my job. Yeah. So I think I said my piece here, guys. Get ready for those top 8 intro videos, and I'll see you guys at Hype, all right? I'll be behind the keys, running the stream, and doing all those videos, okay?
Cool.
All right. Bye.
All right, everybody.
Take it easy, guys.
Jason Barbosa, Beyond Gaming's mainstream guy, also with a degree in business. So he's really, he really does know what he's talking about. We've had a lot of great conversations. He's a really stand-up guy and has a lot of great ideas and positive influences. So it's pretty cool.
Okay, so I'm not playing League of Legends for like 3 weeks.
All right, let's get Vero in here. Hold on.
Get him in here. All I'm going to say is one of the playlists, either Warzone, Execution, something needs to go for Stranded. Something needs to go for Stranded.
I agree. Kill Warzone. Come on, man. Who plays that shit?
I agree.
Oh, God.
Hi, Vero.
How's it going? I just was dying at that whole thing.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, is it cool if is it cool if I walk into the predictions? Is it cool if I stay?
Yeah,
Go ahead, man.
I posted. I don't know if you got the list. I posted a whole list in here of all the updated teams and rosters and everything.
Yep. So I give you top 19. We got Infinity, The Fathering, Murder by Numbers, VVV Gaming, The Insanes, Retaliation, Lethal Injections, Legacy, Stand Your Ground, Bots, Ambition, Ruffled Feathers, Vision, Fly Society, Primus, Living Off Experience, otherwise known as LOX, if in case you guys didn't know. It's kind of like one of those VXC things. Synergy, Nothing But Perfection, and Driven by Fear. So what is going on right now?
Intro for me. I don't know how to begin this.
Begin this? I mean, what teams are you guys looking out for?
That was just top 19 right there.
Yeah, that's one problem. We don't have a whole bracket. In case you guys don't know, they are doing a bracket show on Friday to do the rest of the seeds. I believe it's 19 to 32, the rest of them, he said. I think they have top 18 seeds.
19 to 32. I'll be coming to Hypefestation.
Something like that. Yeah, Friday they're doing a bracket show, getting everything out. Right now, all we have is top 18, pretty much, what seeds they have. So I can't really do a bracket show on it, unfortunately, but we can still look at the team's rosters, up-and-coming teams. People I've never even heard of that might do something. I mean, I know Vero's been commentating a ton of people that I haven't seen yet, so he's probably got some stuff to say. And I know, Charlie, you just hopped on. What team did you hop on that's going?
CYS. I'll be coming to Hypefestation not only to rock out the show with my main man MLG Gandhi, but I'm coming to rock the socks off of some Gears of War players, some of these top 32 teams. You know,
you'll be there. I'm going to be coaching Retaliation at the event, so I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun.
Cool. Yeah. Vero, what's up, man? Who you been looking at? Who you been lurking on, huh? What's up? Who were the hot boys in the Gears of War community? Who are the guys that have caught your eye? Who's playing nice?
Teams that most people wouldn't think. Ambition, of course, Blaze's team. They look amazing. I mean, a lot of people said it. Kenny said they're a really good team, and he's excited to see them. It's all going to come down to, like Gandhi always says, how Blaze is going to perform, who's going to be the true leader on that team. They all have leadership qualities. Not all of them, but a couple of them have leadership qualities. But who could really put them to use? They have, I think, Kenny on that team. He's kind of younger. It's like second LAN, I think. So they're definitely going to need somebody to hold them together, which is you'd like to see them have a coach, somebody who's been around for a while, but they opted not to go that route, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't go with CrReam. CrReam was actually talking about this before.
Yeah, I actually wanted to coach Blaze's team. I put it out a long time ago saying, hey, I might think about coaching, and still, like, the only team that hit me up was Retaliation.
Well, if Blaze tried reaching out to you and you never got back to Blaze, and somebody's got to be the middleman somewhere along the line, maybe you guys should just call each other and iron things out and be like, yo, what's good? Let's do this.
Well, I mean, it's not like people don't see these things. I put out a few times. I sent out messages on Xbox, which I know people read. It's just not a big deal. I mean, if people don't want me to coach, fine. I mean, I've never coached. I'm more of a player. Everybody knows that. So, I mean, I don't doubt that people are like, how the fuck does he know how to coach? I know people already said I don't talk sometimes, so whatever, they can hate. But
what could you do as a coach, Kenny? Would you reach out to other sponsors, or would you really only just give high fives and
You know how many people I know? I know a lot of people. I can get a sponsor for any team that needs it. The thing is,
Yeah,
I
I
have
get the
been
World
here
Cup.
from the start. I know all these players. I know how everyone plays, all their habits. I know a lot of things that people don't really realize, a lot of things you should be doing in situations where teams are sitting back, they don't know what they're doing. You know, a lot of King of the Hill objective play. I mean, I know a lot. I just haven't let a team see
You
it.
haven't unleashed.
Haven't unleashed. I mean, come on. My one team I was supposed to play, we didn't play. I haven't even really competed yet. Come on. That Carbon that went to Hype, that wasn't even a team.
No. I mean, at least you're coaching Retaliation, who's another team who I think is going to come out at Hype and really turn a lot of heads. Zero, you and I definitely. I mean, Fatal Strike is giddy about this.
I said it.
Every
day. Every day I talk to him.
Right now about
We're in the middle of scrimming kids that we have never heard about, ever, just so that they can run some top-secret Hypefestation strats right now.
Oh, they love it.
They love it. They are getting off on it.
Yeah, I talk to Fatal every day about it. He's like, we never fight. This is the best team ever. Like,
I love them.
They've never fought. This is the most excited I've ever been going to an event.
Yes,
Mason is so dedicated. Like, he just tells me everything about everyone. I really talk
This is
to
the
him.
absolute machine on land.
I just got to interrupt. Why did Vero just go into the darkness right now? What just happened?
He's emo right now because we haven't talked about the fathering yet.
Why did I? Yeah, it's true. Why did I go into the darkness? I don't know. Where am I? I really have no clue what's going on. I'm just gonna turn my video on.
We told you to bring you on the show. We didn't tell you that you were actually going to get shown. So, what's up, man? Any teams on your guys' radar? What's up?
Oh man, we played a number of teams. I haven't gotten a chance to play the Insanes. I haven't gotten a chance to play the new VVV or Infinity. So I have to rule those guys out. I haven't played Raw Talent either. Has Raw Talent been playing?
Oh, they have. They just haven't been streaming.
I believe Raw Talent
they just get on really late?
Like Operation SOPA right now and not streaming in preparation for Hype right now.
Okay. I'm just trying to look at this list here. So who I've seen that I really like, player-wise or team-wise, the Fathering, those guys look good. NBN smoked us, but obviously we were out of practice, and we got a new guy in Daughter, but they looked hot when we played them. Fallout was really bringing it.
That's good. That's another team make or breaker, you know.
Haven't played Legacy. Vision looked pretty good, although when they played Synergy, dude, man, they were getting Synergy was just ripping them. And I don't know if, a lot of people have said Synergy is an online team, but I've watched those dudes, and they're the truth. And Face knows, like, Nasty can, like, put a team on his back and just
look. Atmo, I tell you what, Atmo, when you decide to hang up your sticks, I guarantee you that kid is gradually going to try to come up for your place, kind of thing. Look, he's not an online banger. He's been to locals, kind of thing. I mean, like, I've seen the numbers. The guy does work, man.
Yeah, if they can graduate from high school and stop all this drama they keep causing every day on Twitter. I love you strangulating the guys, but keep it off. Keep it, like, I forgot who it was that said, I think it was Right Now. He said, keep it in-house. They bring too much drama to Twitter, like fighting, like, I'm not even going, like, 3 days before the event. I love you guys in SYN, but get ready for game time, and don't bring those, negative energy going into a LAN. If you really have those problems, either A, don't go at all, or B, tuck it in and wait till the event's over. That's all I'm going to say.
Definitely. So that will be my one concern with that team. If they lose, they're done. Their mindset is all out of whack. I think they would argue. And then from what I've read and what I've gathered, because we have not scrimmed them, other than I just know Nasty from when he was on TLR. But from what I've seen in the community, if Yogurt isn't doing well, they don't do good at all. So I've kind of read that a while. So I think. I think they could be a wild card, but if they string together a good tournament, they might be a potential upset for a lot of teams out there. I've also seen Fly Society play. We played them early on when we had Cali. Again, we weren't really practicing a whole lot. They smoked us.
Really strong squad.
Really strong squad.
Even the old and even the new, especially with the addition of Caution, man. Caution is just he's a hit or miss guy, man, but I tell you what, he's hitting way more than he misses.
Yeah. I love Fly Society. I love the whole makeup. But
we're getting there. We'll talk about
just to talk about SYN. SYN is 17th, so they'll be playing against 16th seed. So that means round number 2, they're going against Infinity. So if you want to see the resilience, I mean, round 2 pretty much makes or breaks the tournament from what we all can conclude about that team. So we may not see them in the top 8. And I think if they don't bounce back the way we think they won't, I have them outside of the top 8. But, you know, there is that upset. I mean, Infinity took an early exit at Hype. I mean, granted, they ran into MBN, which is a completely different story than it is
That's what
SYN. But maybe they come out flat, and then we see Infinity have to make another miracle run through the losers bracket. But this time it's 32. It's not 16. That's a lot longer out.
Yeah, that's definitely
another team. I think that is really solid across the board. Ruffled Feathers, Duke Skills. Man,
he's good. Man,
he's a monster. He's a
monster.
monster.
And that
I haven't seen anything about him.
Yeah, he's a monster. So
and that's another guy. That's another guy with a really nice driven mindset kind of thing. That guy's got real life goals and bangs in games. You know.
And he's the one who designed all this for Active Reload. He designs all the Hypefestation graphics.
And he plays League of Legends.
And he plays League of Legends.
Yeah. So I'm looking for them to play really solid. I'm trying to look some more. We play LOX mindset on that team, and it seems like from what I've seen, you know, Crypt. Secret. I mean, I know Crypt. He's been in the community a while. I've never really liked his attitude. I like him as a person, but his in-game attitude, sometimes he gets a little upset and flustered. Prophecy. Now, they looked good when they played Infinity. Kenny and I, you know, we commentated that. They looked good when they were playing Infinity, although the rounds were sloppy. They looked good. And then the very next matchup, they played Rhett and got destroyed.
Ooh, that was bad. That was rough.
He just went to town on their whole team like he could not be killed. So I don't know if they're just like inconsistent. They have that potential. We've scrimmed them. They look good. I felt like we played well against them. But if they're like up and down, it could be a rough tournament for them. And then that goes, you know, I just don't know about them 100%. And then Rhett, they look good against the team I just Prophecy, but I don't know if they can string together a whole tournament because I haven't seen them a whole lot. And the time that we actually got a chance to play them, it was like we maybe got a map and then one of them had to go or something like that. So I don't know about them. What other team is down here? Bots played them. Looks like they need some practice a little bit, some more. I don't know if they haven't been on a whole lot, but they could potentially upset someone, but I'm not looking for huge things out of them. Obviously, we played Ambition too. They looked really solid across the board. So I'd say right now, based off of who we've played, or who I've seen, SYN, potential upsetters, Ruffled Feathers, I see them placing top 6, Murder by Numbers, top 3.
I have one thing about Ruffled Feathers when you're done. Keep going.
Okay. The Fathering is a top 6. Again, I think that's all on Carson's, really, and possibly CDN if he could get them all ready to go. Vision, again, I saw them get run over by SYN, but they're a really solid team, so I don't know about them. I'm trying to see if I've really missed anyone here that we've had a chance to play that you got. Primus. Oh, God. Okay, so when we played Primus, Poseidon and Surfew were literally destroying us. The rest of their team, nothing. It was on our host. Every single shot that we took, and I have to post one of the gameplays. Everyone is waiting till after Hype to see some of these gameplays to post them and stuff. But every time, it didn't matter how far they were, what they were doing. They could be wall bouncing, scratching their ass, taking a drink of soda. I don't care what the hell they were doing. Poseidon and Surfew were one-shotting our whole team. And I don't know if it was just like they had a great connection to it. I don't know what it was, but if they play like that on LAN, look out. I'm telling you, because we could not kill them, those two guys. So that's a team I would also kind of watch out for.
That's that's pretty cool. PO5, he's a great player, man. He's online and on LAN. And then with Surfew, I've never really seen much out of him. Just because I don't really know him that well. But there should be pretty nice match they're going to be walking into.
So
yeah, I casted them verse.
Pretty much done on mine. So I mean, other than that, I'll just add like little stuff. But my teams to look out for: Fathering, MBN, obviously Infinity. Those are the obvious. SYN, maybe Vision, maybe a few others.
Just the one thing I wanted to say about Ruffled Feathers and why I love their team, and I've been saying this forever. So I don't know if it's just any team Selen's on, or maybe I'm just like making this up in my head, but they always run unorthodox strats. They were one of the first people to run 3 down low on Thrashball against, it was IBN, like back right when like original Hypefestation was over. They were the first team to run 3 down low on Thrashball. You can quote me on it. I don't care if it says I'm wrong. I know it for a fact. And that's one of the things I love about Ruffled Feathers. They'll throw the most like just crazy strats and be in your head like round 1, and you're just like, what are they going to do next?
That's a fact. I'll verify that.
Yeah. The one thing I do not like about their team is the SYN syndrome, where Selen's going in with, I'm quitting after hype, I'm done after this game, and that's one of those things where those people just save it for after the event. And I love Selen, he knows that, or Sealand, whatever the exact pronunciation is, and I love him, but just with that attitude, I just feel like after the event, if you really want to quit the game, just go in hyped 100%. It's the only thing that may or may not hold Ruffled Feathers back. They lose one round a little bit early in the tournament, and then here goes, I hate this game, and blah, blah, blah. But I still love Ruffled Feathers, but keep the attitudes up until after hype if you really want to.
Once a sloppy hog, always a sloppy hog, Ruffled Feathers. You know what I'm saying?
And obviously, like, I'm trying to be neutral because, and Face, you probably have to do the same thing because my team is kind of competing, so I don't really want to talk too much about us. Face, you can say whatever you need to because you played us last night. Kenny, you've watched us scrim against Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
I think so.
And Scott, what's up with you, Scott, man?
You never let me catch your matches, man.
No.
Yo, Scott, when was the last time you were in Alpha Playlist?
Scott, I'm mad at you right now.
3-4 weeks.
You and I aren't talking anymore, Scott.
I haven't done anything in 2 weeks. I haven't even.
Gandhi played Gao. Alpha Playlist didn't even exist, probably.
I banged with Face back when he played with Cloud, so it was a while ago.
That was
before
probably
Cloud took his hibernation.
Now it's just like 4 a.m. Now it's just like 4 a.m. Skype calls saying, "Hey man, you want to play League of Legends?" Yes, Gandhi.
You always say yes.
At least that was a little bit about Gears was just perfect. So I got picked up on a team called CYS or Crisis, and last night we got the opportunity to scrim KL's team, ZYN. Really impressed. I'm super excited to come and watch you guys play. Going back to the show too, you guys were talking about repetition, and I swear, for a minute, I just wanted to put my fucking controller down and be like, damn, man, are they really just going to let me walk in and grab these fucking nades and not contest me at all and just let it happen kind of thing? And, even for 3 rounds straight, they let me walk in and they grab it. And, we're able to only pull out 1 out of those 2. So that repetition value is really cool. So tomorrow I just hope that ZYN comes out with their, with their alternating strats or whatever, the strats that they're not running on certain teams and running them vice versa, or maybe even on the mix-up. So that's what I got about.
What happened to Too Real? What happened to Too Real, the other team?
We're still rocking out, local NJ Halo boys, we're doing
good. Yeah, no, I've known Nick and Matt since I was like 5 years old. But you're not teaming with them?
What?
You're not teaming with them?
Yes.
I thought you were supposed to team with them.
Vero,
Vero, where have you been?
Doing right now?
I'm just saying, what happened? I mean, can they not make it, or it just wasn't working out? It was just a question.
This is a qualifying tournament, Vero Prodigy. What are you doing right now? You're stuffing your face with ice cream on a stream of 521 people, asking personal questions when we're trying to do a Hypefestation.
Look at Face trying to get all professional after just throwing. Look at Face trying to spin the
and let's continue on with these top teams right now.
The hypocrisy at its finest.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. The Insanes, I haven't gotten the opportunity to see them guys since their team change up. I have talked to Prison, and he says that they're pretty much ready. They're ready to get it in. So I'm pretty excited to see them guys. Lethal Injections with the Vades team. I hope they come there and just do absolute work. Deadly pretty much goes to every land, every local he can get to kind of thing, and he just really squares it away. And Rich is going to show up and hopefully try banging, and hopefully that works out pretty good. We're really hoping for hopefully that first round matchup, which is Ambition Lethal Injections. Trying to see some of these other teams. Synergy, obviously the black sheep of Hypefestation, just because I think kids are a little bit in fear of them, they just know that they're those online bangers, and what if they actually do come to a major event and just do kids disgusting? I mean, what if these guys? What if these guys are walking out with #1? You know, what if they're walking out with #1 tomorrow? Or
I mean, Fly Society's in the same boat.
you know,
We
what if
have
I'm
to
sitting in
talk about
what if I'm sitting in a chair, you know, commentating their finals match? You know, Gandhi, you gonna be up? You gonna be pepped? You still gonna have your voice or what?
Oh, dude, Fly Society versus Synergy finals. Fuck
Oh,
yeah,
well, we know
thumbs
that.
down.
Look, Fly Society is they're amazing, but they're
Bangers.
they're top 6 team for sure.
Easily.
Top six.
Anything less would be a disappointment in my eyes for that team.
100%.
Okay, so a lot of people in the stream are asking about Apex. I have not seen them play.
Yeah.
I heard that they were going back and forth with a couple teams. I heard they were going back and forth with NBN. I heard they were just destroyed Ambition. Again, I'm just hearsay. I don't know if that actually happened. I don't know if that's just like that's how it turned out. But from rewatching some of the streams, looked like they were getting. I don't know if what they do when they're online and they play against people that they know they have, you know, overseas or whatever. They always get actives, but it seems like they were getting a lot of one shots on people from the the scenes that I saw on certain maps, specifically when they played Ambition. So I don't know if they're the truth, but I'm very interested in seeing how they perform over here.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Agreements. Go ahead, Cream.
speaking of Apex, I mean, I know back in what was it, '08 when they came over for Toronto, Gears 1. I mean, they really surprised a lot of people, and then they wound up getting 3rd or 4th, I believe, at that event. Mainly because, I mean, nobody knew them, nobody played against them. That's why, like, it could happen here, but, you know, once again, the only one I know is Loco. I know he's a good player, but what do we got here? Reaction, Fitzer, and Reese. I don't know those guys. I mean, I don't know how they're going to play. I don't know if they're good, bad, inconsistent, you know. Like, I don't know what their strengths and weaknesses are. They could do anything.
Yeah,
I got a lot of people.
I don't know much about them guys either, man.
We got nothing. I mean, Loco was on last week talking to us, but I mean, once again, he's the only one I know. That's it.
Right.
So who knows? They could do anything. They could surprise a lot of people. A lot of people bringing up Raw Talent. You know, I love Raw Talent. You know, I teamed with them in '09 Gears 2. I'm friends with all those guys. But, I mean, if you go to King of the Couch, and I just want to say this, like, you go to King of the Couch, you're the only full team, regardless of what the game type is that you play. If you're the only full team that goes there, top team, you have more teamwork than anyone, and you get picked apart by pretty much a pickup team of other good players, then that's not good. I mean, you obviously got some things you got to work on, so I'm a little worried about them at Hypefestation, to be honest. I mean,
I'm just worried about their practice schedule because I haven't, you know, XL is on my list. He's part of ZYN. You know how that I don't want to get into logistics of that, but he's a part of our team. It does not seem like they are practicing consistently. I don't know if he's just not sending us messages. They always ask to scrim like really, really late when either we're in a scrim or finishing up. So I don't know. Maybe they're playing West Coast teams. I mean, I don't know what the deal is, but when I'm on, they're not.
yeah.
I've had the opportunity to scrim them within the last week. They're playing good. You know, Raw Talent, they're not an online team. You know, when you have Immortal Spawn sitting on your right hand side or on your left hand side screaming, you know, out of that, you know, at the top of his lungs saying, you know, relax or calm down, get back kind of thing. I mean, it's a whole different ballpark. You know, I mean, these guys are, you know, they're having a slumber party right now. You know, in the middle of in a team huddle talking about what they're going to be doing. You know, so they're gonna hopefully they're gonna come and do what they need to do. They've been playing long enough to know what spots they got to go to. Obviously the metagame hasn't changed on any map except for Clock Tower, you know, just because of its newer release, you know, as you're seeing the evolvement of teams starting to play up top kind of thing. So they just got to come in and do it, and it's going to come down to Krills, man. The guy's got to be a banger when he shows up.
Yep, definitely does. Another team I want to bring up, Vision. I'm real iffy on that, mainly because I know Affinity did some things in Gears 2, but Knock, he's kind of an up-and-comer, even though a lot of people are saying he's a solid player. And then, you know, you still have Puff and Fran from '09, you know, still teaming. But I haven't really seen a lot of them, and I don't know how they are teamwork-wise. I don't think they're going to live up to the hype. I think they're going to kind of crash and burn. They might be that team that gets that one loss and completely falls apart. Who knows? And that's my big worry about NBN also. I know everybody's going in like, oh, NBN's going to take it, this and that. But all those personalities on that one team, if they have that one early loss, it's going to crumble.
Yeah, if it's up to Fatal Strike, it's going to crumble before they even walk in the door. You know?
I'm just saying, like, you know, you got Distortion, Prospect, Nick. They like to argue. You know, I hear it all the time. I've seen it. They like to argue. Then you got Fallout. You know, he's more of a humble... Yeah, more submissive, so I guess that's why, like, he kind of gets in that spot, so now there's not four of them. But, I mean...
I gotta disagree with that, man. You know, I'm not a stream watcher kind of thing, but when I tune in, man, it's like the only thing I hear coming out of Prospect's mouth is nice, you know, and Nick kind of calling the shots, and Fallout being the quiet guy, and Jimmy just being high proportion with and being loud kind of thing. But I mean, when it comes down to that whole communication and whatnot, it's quiet, it's cute, it's precise to the point, and followed up by a compliment. I haven't really heard them you know, really get at each other's throats yet.
Trust me,
you know, except for you know, when you know, a player makes a fatal mistake kind of thing, then you hear, you know, the slap on the wrist from his captain, you know, like, come the fuck on, what are you doing?
Here's the thing with NBN, and all the years that I remember them being a team, I can't remember the last time I've seen them not do well at an event. Like, I can't. Maybe 2010, and like one event where they didn't place top 6 or something like that. I can't remember.
I forgot who the fourth was for that.
They're pretty consistent. So in terms of not showing up, I don't think it's gonna happen. Obviously, it's a different roster with Jay not being there, and I think Jay was the guy to kind of ease everybody up a little bit. And Fallout doesn't have the same type of personality as Jay, but I mean. Like I said, I haven't been rolled like that in a while, and you know, I still understand we're a new team, and a lot of the teams that we played when we first started with Daughter, and now that we played them again, it's like it's a different story when they play us now. It's like we can bang with people, so you know, I'd like to see how we kind of stack up now, but I don't know. It's hard to say that they wouldn't be a top 3 or that they're going to fall apart, because those dudes have always been solid.
Well,
I mean, they do have Fly Society round 2.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like if they get an early loss because of the way the team is now, I'm not sure who is the clear leader on that whole group.
Shane.
No
question.
I mean, but, like, Nick looks like the guy who really wants to take the reins. He does.
I don't see Nick being that leader. I mean, Prospect's the one calling the shots.
It's always been Prospect. Yeah.
I know. It's just my opinion. I mean, people can hate on me all they want. It's just like, it's just a feeling I got, you know? Like, it's just a feeling.
That CrReam feeling?
When you go from one alpha team to another alpha team, you know, that's just kind of no pun intended, honestly. You know, when you go from one alpha dominant team to another alpha dominant team, that just kind of happens, you know. So I mean, when you have 1/4 of the captainship, you got to bring that to the other, you know, to the next team. So you just have a little bit of seniority, a little bit, you know, above the next. So I guess that's just kind of, I think, where you're coming from. You know, that's just the kind of guy he is. You know, he's just an alpha male.
I mean, the big test for them is round 2 versus Fly Society. I think that makes or breaks their tournament entirely. I do agree if they lose early, but do you honestly think MBN is going to lose to Fly Society round 2 of the event?
Who knows? Honestly, who knows?
It's a good matchup. It's a
hell of a matchup, but if you were to throw a bet down,
kill this entire show with just the bust Rain's balls right now live stream.
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh, Rain, that is the whole point of this, bro. That's the whole point of this, man. We're just 5 guys overanalyzing everything, having a good time with it, and kind of making sense out of it all.
I like how Rain steps out from the competitive play, but yet he still feels the need to throw in his 2 cents.
I just think that's any team, though, at Hypefestation. Like, any team, like, pretty much, like, 1 to 20, really. I'm not going to speak for more of the invite teams outside of, like, SYN and one of the other ones, but there's anybody, like, there's no reason at all, like you guys are saying, that MBN can't come out and get, like, 12. For no reason at all. Because there are so many good teams. You're going to play, like, you're going to have MBN, let's just say, go up against, like, FS, like you're saying, and they lose to FS. Okay, they lose 3-2, heartbreaking fashion, just like Infinity lost to MBN at the first type. And then they come out and go up against, let's just say, who's in the losers bracket. Let me just take a quick look. Ruffled Feathers, let's say. Round 4 losers bracket, Ruffled Feathers versus MBN. And they lose that as well because Ruffled Feathers are just on a roll. They lost their first match, come out 3 in a row. there is no reason a team like MBN can't get 12. There are so many good teams in the top 16 just packed so tightly that, like, you're going to see so many teams get top 8 and so many teams get, like, in the 16 area, and you're going to just be like, really? Like, I don't think, like, Raw Talent's one of those teams I think can get top 8 easily. And there's going to be other teams who just don't. And it's because it's so tight packed, and there's going to be such momentum shifts. Nobody's really that far ahead of each other except for maybe, like, Infinity, who I'm sure we can all agree with, and maybe like MBN, who are a little bit farther like than everybody else. But there's so many people. Like, I know it's pretty like cliche to say that they're so tightly packed together. There's gonna be a lot of teams who just get awful placings, and it's nothing to their skill. It's just how the brackets are so tight and like put together. And I just think I can't wait.
A lot of people now want us to talk on VVV.
Ooh, we overlooked that.
Excited to see you Saturday, whenever it is. All right, VVV.
You can start, Face, because I mean,
okay. I know. Listen, I only know so much. VVV Gaming, picks up Vicious as their fourth. And they become Leon, Anonymity, Vicious, and Monk, right? Mm-hmm. They grind out. They put out however many hours of whatever it is. Scrim this, scrim that. I've seen Twitter pictures of just Vicious with scrim messages from the top to bottom on Xbox Live, right? So they drop Leon. They pick up Bay Soldier. Oh, I'm sorry. They pick up Rain, right? And that was for like a 48-hour turnover. And then they drop him again. And then they go ahead and pick up Bay Soldier. My dude Ryan. Now listen, this is a youngster from Cali. He's been around since Gal 1. He was flying with what is it? PT? Is that Pure Talent?
Pure Talent
That back in the day, Pure Talent Gaming, right? Whatever it is. So anyway, they pick him up. He is a straight up banger. He's a solid dude. Hopefully he shows up. I'm assuming that Bay Soldier is now VVV's main slayer kind of thing. I'm thinking that Vicious is going to be on support. From my understanding, Monk is now the power weapon player, and then Anonymity just doing whatever host action he does. So that is pretty much all I know about him. I talked to Vicious earlier tonight kind of thing, and I was actually getting ready to give him a buzz after we wrap up the active reload or whatever to try to get a cycle with them, because they are definitely a team that I want to get in and just be like, damn, are these guys fucking complete monsters, or are we going to come in and try to make a good attempt at pushing them over tomorrow or Friday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if all goes according to plan, in order to get into the semifinals, they would have to beat the Insanes. And I think I could very well see VVV falling in the exact same way that LTZ did at Hype 1, where they look great, fall a little bit short, and then they lose in the losers bracket. I see them guaranteed in the top 8, but, I mean, they have a big match against the Insanes, and the Insanes are clicking as of recently. So I think, that they don't have the easiest of brackets. I don't have it in front of me. I just know that the Insane stuck out as I looked at it.
I think, my understanding is that their King of the Hill game, and we're talking about the Insanes now, the Insanes King of the Hill game is crazy good from my understanding. But, still, when it comes down to execution, they're only human. I don't think that they're going to be the power weapon power slayers that they're going to need to be when it comes to execution. But King of the Hill is huge for them.
How recently have you played the Insanes in King of the Hill? Like, I'm just asking because we watched, I think it may have been me and CrReam, I'm not exactly sure, me and Fatal, that we casted a scrim SYN versus the Insanes, and they lost every King of the Hill and won every execution against SYN, which was, this is about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So I don't know if they've stepped up their game or not. I'm just asking how recently you played them.
It's not play, just small chit chat kind of thing.
Oh,
so
okay.
Who knows? Maybe I was getting gas passed on me, but I mean, come on.
No, they're definitely. I love Willie's a good player.
The last day and a half.
Yeah, okay. I'm just wondering because I know like a week ago they were slacking a bit, and I forgot who I was talking to, but they were saying like they need to work on it, and that's a lot of teams who are saying they're not comfortable with their King of the Hill yet. I don't think any team truly is. Maybe like Infinity and MBN say they're really good, or they feel comfortable.
It's so many variables to King of the Hill. Like, first off, like, you got to win that first hill. You got to win that first hill, because after that, it's all about the response that you get afterwards. So if you have numbers on that first hill, and then you're able to block a spawn immediately after, then you pretty much kind of solidified the match. But I think the most of it is winning that first hill. And a lot of teams, it's like execution. You got to win that first fight, and execution is determines the winner. It's pretty much the same way King of the Hill. So I think teams are kind of flirting around with that, and then you have the different hill setups, and then dealing with some of the, I'm gonna say, bullshit respawns that players get. So it's a combination of things, but from what I've seen, the teams that have great slayers are usually the ones that end up winning King. So I wouldn't be surprised if SYN went lights out on Insanes, because they, like I said, Nasty is just ridiculous. But I haven't seen their execution. I mean, I haven't seen the new Insanes at all. So for me, I mean, I just know Killa. You cannot count out Killa. Always been a phenomenal player. Z-Killa is always solid. Prison is always solid. Has Prison not been on the top whatever team for the longest time? Even though he's been out of the game, I mean, you can't count them out. So the only person that is kind of questionable is Wildy, and he was a beast on Gears too. So, I mean, player-wise, when you break it down, the team looks good, but I don't know how they click.
Yeah, I didn't get to see them at all.
Wildy actually had surgery on his finger. He actually had a mod inserted into it. It's crazy. It is. But when it starts going,
got a
like
metal
this,
finger.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. I don't know what it is. I think he crosses his toes and it just goes fucking crazy.
Who sponsored that? Evil? Freaking ridiculous. How much is that surgery?
I'm not too sure. But
what other teams we got? I mean, what do you guys think of bots with Monster, Night Vision, and Eternity, and Supra coming back?
I think Arctyc kind of summed it up where no one really has too high of expectations for them because we question their practice, but I don't know. I'm biased just because I really like Monster, so I'd like to see them do well, but they're definitely a day one make or break kind of team.
Mm-hmm.
I got the opportunity. CrReam, you did too. You saw Super play. If the guy's well protected, man, he's going to catch up and A's all. He's going to catch the kids that are up and A and on him all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Come through King of the Hills. They've been together for a minute, I guess. You'd say what, within the last 2.5 weeks?
Yeah,
2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not a lot of time, but I mean, doing that whole wild lottery card or whatever, bouncing from team to team to team, you pick up things here and there. So if they like each other and their shit's down, who knows? Hopefully they come in there and actually do work. I've seen Ill Will just be completely nasty at points.
He can, like he's one of those players that he can be inconsistent at times, and he's his own worst enemy. Honestly, that's his thing. I mean, it's a little similar to Blaze. I mean, which monster will show up?
Speaking of Blaze, what about Lethal Injections, the other break-off from the old IBN?
Oh, boy, you have Deadly Evade, AJ.
AJ's a beast in this game.
You have Deadly Evade, AJ, and Boss. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's just hard for me to see them going far, honestly. I don't know.
I just think they could, though. They have a lot of individual talent. AJ is like, I don't know if anybody's like scrimmed against them or seen him, but on an individual level, and I know this is a team game, he's a really good player, and Vicious says it all the time. We had to talk about this when we were driving somewhere, but he says AJ's like, he was originally scrimming with him for when he was going to try to remake LTZ, and he said he was looking up, and unfortunately, he went to VVV, but has anybody played against AJ or seen what he did? I really can only ask the two of you soon.
He seen him else for fucking warm-up.
I mean, no scrims. I'm saying no scrims. I haven't seen him personally.
No. In Alpha playlist,
I haven't even
Made
those
rest
guys
in
on the
peace.
list, so I haven't played Lethal Injections at all. I couldn't give you an opinion on them. I haven't seen any of their gameplay at all. Nothing.
I don't ever see him sending out scrim messages either.
Yeah.
I rarely see it coming in from Omni. Other than that, that's it.
Yeah, Legacy, I think they can do something. Excels, when I commentated their scrims I think it was last week, that kid was going off. He was doing absolutely insane. I forget who they were playing. I think it might have been Retaliation, to be honestly.
I did that.
Yeah, me and you did that. Who were they playing?
Yeah, it was Rhett.
It was Rhett? Yeah, that kid.
Remember, it was all up to Excel. He had the 4-on-1 class.
Oh, yeah, he was doing work for his team right there. I mean, if that kid shows up and they just play consistent, they could be a threat to anyone.
It's only because he used Anya, though, and girl characters are cheating.
We already did this thing. I don't want to get that going again.
Right. I couldn't resist. But yeah, I really like the team. I think they definitely have a chance. And I mean, when Wingos just bangs. I really question the fact that Vision dropped him. I thought Wingos was a big staple in that team, and now you get rid of him, and then you pick up Affinity. I mean, I just don't see how that makes sense. I think Wingo's, he's one of those guys where you just kind of swallow whatever personal problems you have with him because the guy can fucking slay.
Here's my question about Legacy, and I know those guys. And the thing that I felt like held Legacy together in, Gears 2 was Terra. He's that leader figure. Who's the leader figure on Legacy? Because Wingo's, I mean, he doesn't fit that role. Excels, I don't know much about him. Uno definitely does not fit that role. Mephisto doesn't fit that role. Who's the leader on that team?
Yep. I'll chime in just because I know Chris or Excels. I mean, we since Gal 1 kind of thing. Definitely, you know what this is what a GB, Excels is the metamorphosis of a GB All-Star kind of thing, man. This guy has completely went from #1 on the GB leaderboards to number one guy or whatever, in a lot of people's opinions. So he's definitely the guy that has held down a lot of teams, and I think he has the full concept of what he needs to do kind of thing. So if we're going to put the captain role or that leadership role, I'll go ahead and put it in Excel's hands.
Okay.
Uno's been maturing, though. I've talked to him a little bit, too. I like him. I met him, I think, Gears 2, and I think he talks with like Caesar a lot and them, and I know they're kind of friends. I think he's matured as a player and as a person. I mean, he was a little young. I think he's like 19 now, but I think he could do the leader role because he's trying. I mean, granted, he wasn't on he was on a Legacy when they won at GAU 2, and then people say he may or may not like really earn the right to the name team, whatever that says. But he's been really trying to brand them as a team. He's stuck with Legacy for a while. I think it was last event they had it, and even into the end of Gears 2, he's stuck with that name, and he's trying to make something of the Legacy name, So I think he's trying to brand it, and I think Uno, he can do it. I just think it all comes down to how they play and how Excels performs on LAN.
Yeah, I mean, I love Uno's personality. Him and I have talked a few times, in passing and stuff. But I just feel like that void with Terra, and I don't know anything about Excels. That void that Terra left with that leadership role for Legacy is pretty big. So he has, if Uno's the captain or Excels, I feel like they have really big shoes to fill. Now, I do want to, again, the stream is kind of flowing with talking about the fathering. Obviously, we haven't mentioned them at all. And I had the opportunity to play them really recently. And, the funny thing about the fathering is that Caesar, no matter what's going on, it could be bad, it could be good, he'll send you a message in the middle of the scrim like, hey, did you see that 1v1? What was that? What was that? And then he'll start laughing and stuff. But him and I been good buddies for a long time now, and I really like, and I think what I like most about him is just that Caesar has that leadership role, and he's so personable. Like, they could be down, and I feel like he could bring him back. And then the new addition, obviously being Carson's, he could be a monster at times. I think one of the things that I don't know if it was him, I don't know who it was on their team, but when we played them, we happened to get one lag spike, all right? And we had one of the most consistent connections I've ever seen. We immediately got a message afterwards complaining about it on their end, and it's like, dude, I mean, we play in lag. I don't make it a big deal about lag or anything because it's online. So I'm wondering if Carson's was the one to say that because, I'm so used to him being the guy that always starts all the drama.
Being the guy.
I don't know if it was Rec. I don't know if it was who it was, but I feel like if one of them gets flustered, even if they get flustered, I think CDN can pull them back in. So I feel like they could have a really strong showing there, and I feel like they're on point as well. So I think Carson's can hold it down. Camille's has a really strong shotgun. Rec is just an overall smart player. Caesar, again, pretty solid all the way across, but he has that leadership role no matter what situation they could be facing. They could be down 0-3, and I feel like Caesar could bring him back. So I really have a lot of high hopes for the fathering at this showing as well.
So with that said, where do you place them? Where do you see them falling?
Top 6, top 8, maybe if they're on.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'll say top 8.
Top 6, top 8, around there. So it just depends.
Tom, fathering, it depends on Caesar. He's a leader. He runs the ship. I mean, I've seen a lot of times where like his team was there, they had it, and like he just got really down and quiet, negative, and then everything falls apart. And that's his bad habit. I mean, I teamed with him for almost a year, I want to say, like way back in the day, like right before, the first Gears 1 event, and that's his like worst habit. Like, he's his own worst enemy, and it kills it for the team. But like, if he stays positive, he can get anybody hype and playing like Atmo. Like, he can get anybody going playing like the best player in the game. It's all up to him.
He did that to Camille's. Camille's has really matured, and
Yep.
like for anybody who's known Camille's, and I'm sure pretty much everybody in here does, maybe outside of Scott, but not as well as we done in like Gears 1, Gears 2, but he was known for some of the stupider mistakes. One of those just amazing players, but he made those silly mistakes. He made those, questionable plays in Gears 1 and early in Gears 2. But Caesar, and because they've stuck around for so long, he's really molded him into a really good player. He's a lot smarter now. He communicates so much more. He was always known as the quiet one. And so I think you're right. If Caesar can just keep the intensity up and like let Camille's know this is how it does it. And even Camille's was getting loud at the first hype. And even maybe at the second one, he can get more involved and help out Rec, who's a little quiet. And Carson's, this is, he's kind of new. I mean, he's been to a couple lands, but as you're all saying, he's the newer guy and he has to perform. So I think if Camille's could step up with Caesar and they just go like tag team leadership, they have a really good chance. And I mean, I know they're the team I'm coaching, so I'm going to be a little biased, but I really like them going into it.
Now, what other teams have we missed?
Well,
I mean, we haven't
we've
talked
missed the big
Infinity.
ones. Yeah, we haven't talked Infinity. We've kind of dabbed on MBN. Who else have we missed?
SYG, have you guys seen them play at all?
We haven't talked about SYG or...
Now, who is SYG's fourth for a pickup? Because I know that they were they dropped somebody, picked up Mentz. Mentz hung out for a minute, and then I believe he went to Primus.
Yep.
Primus.
Right. I've gotten I've scrimmed Primus too. They bang. They're pretty good. I'm pretty excited to see how they play. I'm not too sure. Void, if you're in the stream right now, who's your squad, man?
Isn't it
All right,
stand
well,
your ground?
let's just go ahead and talk about the...
Isn't it stand your ground? Isn't that it? SYG?
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and talk about Infinity as we wait for this. Infinity. Anyone can really take this one. Vero, how about you start it?
About Infinity?
Yeah.
And I say this, and I've been saying it for a while, and me and Nick had a conversation with this at Hype 1. I think the only downfall of Infinity is sometimes Terra and Ribs fight with each other. Sometimes they have those little arguments back and forth, and I think that's the only thing that can hold them back. Is Atmos himself, he's just going to stay still and play. And Flames, being as young and new as he is, I don't think he's really going to mouth off to anybody in particular, So it's really just going to come down, will Terra and Ribs keep their composure and stop fighting with each other sometimes? And I love you, T, and, I don't talk to Ribs that much, but they know sometimes they get heated and get at each other. But Atmo and Flames are just going to play, and they're really just going to be told, they just need their call-outs, and they need their strats and their teams to support them, and Atmo and Flames can just go off. I think that goes without saying. It's really up to Terra and Ribs.
Arctyc?
Dude, every time I've watched them play, they've rolled everybody. So we haven't had a chance to play them. I don't even remember if I have anybody. I don't think I have any of those dudes on my list to get scrims with them. Maybe Daughter does, but I haven't had the chance to play them. But just from watching and knowing that chemistry that they have, I mean, they have any team that I feel like that has Atmo is already at an advantage because that dude is just a monster on the stick. So, and I've heard a lot about Flames. I watched him at the first hype. He did really well, in my opinion. But again, harping on what Vero said, I've seen little spats between Terra and Ribs a couple times that it's like, I mean, if you guys just play, don't really worry about it. That's fine. And then the other thing I think with them and Terra is, everyone knows Terra in the community. He's really animated. But the one downfall I feel about his leadership role is that he gets too angry. Like his isn't like an outward like let's get hype, let's get into it. He gets outright mad. Like he's ready to fight someone mad. He's ready to scrap. I mean, it's that type of mindset there kind of makes me sometimes worried about where they have their heads at in terms of, are they on the same page? Are they ready to go? But I feel like sometimes he gets just a little too overboard, and then he's ready to bang with people. Like, legitimately, I remember he argued with the ref at MLG for literally like 30 minutes just going at it with the ref, and then he got a technical. I mean, that's the type of stuff where, he's one of the older guys, but he still has that mindset sometimes. So I think that could possibly be one of their few downfalls, if any, in terms of actual approach to the game, any of their mistakes. It's just whether or not they're going to be clicking. As far as shooting with teams, having close scores, winning and losing, I don't really see them falling apart there. It's just the mental game.
Faith?
That's what I got on them.
hate to like interrupt this, but we need to organize this so I can rearrange the faces.
So
in
we're
here.
gonna let the black me talk right now. Is that what we're saying? Is that where we're going with this? The black Daface. What's going on, man? What do you think about Infinity?
What's up, everybody? The black Daface. Man, Infinity. You know what? Infinity and I've had the honor to scrim them a few times recently. We actually scrimmed them yesterday. And you know what? Infinity, they got a chip on their shoulder. They got to come and they got to show up and they got to win this back-to-back. Because, you know, everybody got them in they top 4. And, you know, their practice schedule has been so-so. They haven't been putting the time in like they did pre-Hypefestation. So, you know, Infinities, I think they're actually going to come out and they're going to come out and do very well. Because that's when Infinities at their best, when they got pressure on their backs. You know, they feed off of that. And we can't deny, you know, they do got some of the best players. They got Atmo, you know, Ribs and all of them. They all will show up. And comment on what you were saying, KL, about, you know, Terra and how his attitude is. You know, that attitude keeps his team in line. You know, it keeps his team in line and helps them play better. They all used to Terra. You know, they're used to that. You know, and it just helps him strive. He's a perfectionist. You know, that's just really all it is.
Yo, so look, what is it really going to come down to, man? Hypefestation 1, Hype 1. When did you see Infinity get off of the sticks?
When did we see them get off the sticks and like stop scrimming as much as they used to?
No, when did we see them get off the station? Like, when did we see them stand up? We didn't, man. They set up shop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, J-Ribs had one of those little butt donuts kind of thing because they had their asses planted in those chairs for so long that they were just on fire. So that's what it's going to come down to. Are they going to be on station for practically the entire event and have that time to literally, you know, catch fire? So, I mean, there's got to be some kind of separation to it. I mean, beating Infinity is going to come down to a cooldown period. You know, if not, they're coming in for number 1.
Well, that raises a question that I have for you and everyone else here. Is Hype 2 going to be decided on who gets hot, or will we actually see practice will prevail?
Well, how many original teams, KL? Do you know? Do you know how many we have?
1.
Well, we got one original team.
Okay,
we only have one original.
So Scott, how does practice prevail, man?
I don't know. I can put in more time than pretty much anyone.
Scott, with the Gears community, I think one of the things that, and this happens in Halo every once in a while, in Call of Duty, but in Gears, it's so momentum-based. Like, if your team is hot one day, they could literally roll everyone. Like, it has to be 2 hot teams playing each other, and one of them has to lose, and that's usually like a crazy series. But the way I've always experienced Gears, if the guys are pumped up, they're ready to go, and you're on fire, it is hard to stop you. Like, you have to either slow down the game, you got to keep it at your pace. But if you catch fire, like, it's really hard to say. It doesn't matter if you're practiced or not. I mean, you could be the most practiced team in the world, but sometimes, I'm telling you, you catch a team that's just trucking through people, and you cannot stop them. And that's always been the experience on Gears.
Yeah, and I agree with that, and especially even going on to Infinity, because I know that's how that practice or momentum came up. But just by the way they run maps, you know, they're a very base-oriented team, and they got the mid-round game. They take their 1v1s, they all extremely skilled, and they go in there with their base, and they just out-skill kids. You know, they work that mid-round game to the fullest, to the best, better than probably any other team out there. That's why they all know what they got to do. They all know their spots, they know their positions, so that much practice isn't actually going to help them, you know, unless they got different strats they throw in the mix and doing everything else. So that's why I'm not too much worried about them not having that much practice. And, you know, I'm not throwing them up under the bus or anything and counting them out from taking first. You know, they still have that potential to do that, just based off their play styles.
I mean, then the question raises, I mean, I know Atmo's just a machine, but from what I've gathered on Twitter is he fucking hates King of the Hill. So if they lose the series and they drop 2 King of the Hills, you think that's going to fuck his mental game up and just have him check out?
Well, nah, you know what? I don't think they never check out. They never check out. You know, even when they get down, ammo comes out though. But they King of the Hill, that's one of the main things that they do got to practice since it is that new game type. But I think they're gonna be fine. I think they're gonna edge some people out. Like I said, we played them in King of the Hill last night. It was 209 to 206 or something like that. Well, 210 to 206, you know, and they played it well. They really did. They played it well. As soon as they got a good understanding, because, you know, even though they're not practicing as a team, everybody else, I know Ribs has a great understanding of it. Terra has a great understanding of it. And as long as they step up to that leadership role, which I'm sure they will, I think they'll be fine. All they got to do is just listen. It'll be all good.
Yeah, Terra's I mean, the guy's a straight-up metagamer, man. We were actually talking earlier, you know. It's not the first game that I've seen Terra on kind of thing where he's just, you know, naturally good. I mean, the guy picks up Call of Duty, dissects it, gets nice at it, you know, jumps on LOL, figures it out, dissects it, gets nice at it, you know, and it's the same thing with Gears. So like I said, it's just a real good metagame that's going on with Infinity. And what's up? They win Hypefestation V2. Do we ban them at playing as a team? That's what I'm saying. I think I brought this up in every episode. Do we ban it?
I think you have too.
Nah, you really just can't give them a hard time no more. You know, like it'd be like, you know, it looks bad on everybody else. They're probably like the least practiced team, but they come and they win it again. What does that say about everybody else? You know, so. That's it for that.
More team changes. That's what it can
that might happen. More team changes.
That's what it means.
Can.
That's a sad thing to say. That's a sad thing to say. But
Predator comes back out of retirement.
Yeah, I'm honestly waiting on that. I'm waiting on that to see what happens. I was talking to Scar today. He's waiting to see what happens too. I mean, me and Scar are waiting to see who breaks up, who's available, what can we do. I mean, a lot of teams are going to split. I know it. A lot. It's just going to happen. Like the thing is with Hypefestation, there's no real incentive to keep players other than 2, I guess.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of how the game is, man. Right. And it's been like that. It's been like that forever. You know, coming out of Hype 2, if there's 3 teams that stay together as a whole, then I mean, we're moving somewhere, you know?
Now,
that's always the step.
I want to ask you, Blaze, because you're here. What Blaze are we seeing at Hype?
You know, they was asking me that on Twitter. And this hype, honest to God truth, you know, I feel better than I have been with this new team I've been on. You know, ever since, you know, being off you know, putting IB in a rest finally, you know, who knows, it might be back a year or so from now, but you know, but with this new team, you know, I really love these 3 guys, and I've been cool with them for a very long time. So I feel like I'm gonna be playing better than I've ever been before, just because of how comfortable I am. You know, how much trust I have in all of my other 3 teammates now, you know? So I feel like I'm gonna show up. I hope I show up.
The team you're on now, is it hard to admit that you've had them behind the barn for the last year kind of thing?
Well, yeah, you know, we all want to play Halo together. We play Halo for Reach, so I've always been cool. That's that love octagon right there, you know, that so many people know about. And I've been cool with him for a long time with Bobby and Enten. You know, Kenny, I played with him at Hype 1. I didn't think I was going to be back on the same team with him after everything that went down, and everybody knows about all of that.
The last words that came out of Kenny's mouth were, "I fucking hate Blaze," you know? You know, so you guys are back together. You know, a lot of respect. I hope it does work out. You know, it's finally, it's good.
And there was a lot of drama that, but to say something on lethal injections, you know what? I think
shit.
I think lethal. You know, honest got you. You know, I got so much faith in those guys, and I think with Boss there, I think they will upset. They will upset somebody. Like if they get, you look at their bracket, it depends on, you know, those bottom teams. You know, who knows? They might get Apex, Raw Talent, or some good team, SYM maybe in their bracket on that side. But if they get some, you know, average amateur teams over there, they win that match. They win a match against bots, and they go against the winner of the Fathering and Primus. And I think they really gonna give them a hard time. Really is gonna give them a hard time. They are.
Really expecting a different answer from you.
Well, no, I got a lot of love for them. They like my brothers.
I was expecting blind hatred.
Oh, no, I ain't got no hate in my heart. Good,
I think Blaze is actually smiling because of the side of the bracket that he's on, and knows he's just gonna glide casually through
it.
I really do want to play him. I do. So, you know, hopefully we get past. We gotta get past whatever our first round match is, Retaliation, and the winner of MBN and Fly Society. And I know MBN. Yeah. What'd you say?
You versus Rhett's a big matchup.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good matchup. You know, I'm interested in talking a little shit to Fatal Strike.
Damn, Fatal Strike getting called out by.
I know. I'm gonna be right behind him, man.
Stuff up under his sleeve. You know, I know you got some stuff up under his sleeve, though. You know, but
you should have.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing him play.
And read a note card off on the trash he's gonna be talking about you, and I'll tell you what, it is rather classy.
Yeah.
I heard he got a lot of stuff in NBN too if they play him, you know?
Yeah, they're coming. He thinks
So he's ready for that.
I've never heard of anyone preparing trash talk.
Only Fatal Strike. Only Fatal Strike.
Okay. Well, round 3 of game 2.
07 TLR, man. Oh, man. Me, Scar, Cloud, and Venom.
Cloud at his finest.
Some of the things I heard playing on that team, it blew my mind. Just with Venom and Cloud going back and forth, and then Scar jumping in. Like, Jesus. I think we got more technicals than any team in Gears.
Mm-hmm. No, we did. You remember our match against each other?
Yeah.
Our match when we played you guys.
I think we both got like 3 technicals that match.
We both got 3 technicals apiece, so they just kept offsetting back and forth. And we
yeah,
just didn't care.
I think the best moment ever that Cloud has ever done when I was teaming with him was 07 Orlando, and we were playing LGD Red for 7th, 8th Constellation, and it was War Machine. It meant nothing. We were pissed because we did bad. We had practice. Cloud just stands up, looks right at Fiber Optics. He's like, "Fuck you, Fiber." Ref's like, "Technical, done." And like it's just one of those things like you had to be there because it was just so out of the blue, and like everybody's just like,
Cloud, may he rest in peace in the Gears of War competitive scene.
"Oh god."
It's a shame. His face is crying on the inside over there.
But so SYG. So you guys have any info against SYG? Because I know we played them. We played them yesterday with their new pickup in Nunez. And it's a last minute pickup. I think they got rid of Burn last minute pickup. But I don't know. It was real interesting playing with them. They ran a lot of unorthodox strats. You know. So I don't know. I think they need to be a little bit more practiced. You know, a little bit more practice because it is a last minute team.
Now, one thing I just want to touch on real briefly before we wrap up is that I got wind of, and this daughter telling me that a few teams had like people that dropped out at the very last second. I don't know how many teams it happened to and whatnot, but I feel like after playing for so long now, knowing how it works, like I'm so tired of hearing that happen. Like a kid thinks that he can go, but he doesn't ask his parents. I don't know what the circumstances are. Doesn't ask. I'm just giving you guys an example. Doesn't ask his parents until the very last minute, last week. Hey, I need a plane trip to Newark, New Jersey. Can you scarf up $500 for me? Like, if you plan on going, I know some teams changes happen at the very last second. Like, you guys don't understand how much time and energy a lot of teams and players put into it. That have gone to events and know how practiced you have to be, how prepared you have to be, only to get screwed over at the very, very last second. And I just hate seeing that, and I hate hearing stories about that still happening with some of these new players that are coming into the scene. So I just want to give an SOS out there. If you're one of those guys that did that, if you had something come up, understandable, but for future reference, please do not do that to the players in this community, to their teammates, because I mean, for one, I would remember that happening. You would never, ever, ever play on my team ever again. So, I know each of you probably had that happen at least one time throughout the course of gaming, and it's not a fun experience. So I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, it's annoying, man. I mean,
yeah,
you think you got somebody going with you, and then all of a sudden, like, days before, it's like, my bad, I can't make it. Like, just so subtle, like, not caring, just my bad, I can't make it, find someone else.
Right. More than that, I hate one event teams. I hate one event teams more than that. Because, you put all that practice in that one event, and then right after, you always got somebody who want to make that team change, split ways or whatever. Then that's really when you start to become greater. After that first event, you already know what you need to work on. Go work on it and go for the next try.
Yeah, I mean,
but a lot of people don't got that mindset.
That's what we were talking about earlier when Barbosa was on. Like, why are teams splitting up so much? Stay together, work it out, promote yourselves. I mean, you're never going to get anywhere if you keep making moves every event. How is somebody supposed to follow a team if every event there's 2 different people on it?
Right.
So
points, man, seeding points, bro. Come on, we all know the answer to that. Come on.
Even seeding points, man. At MLG, teams jumped like crazy.
KL, just 100%, well said. And that's it. I guess we're pretty much ready to rock and wrap this up, or what?
So overall, Daface, what would be your top 8 prediction?
Top what?
Top 8
Top
prediction.
Shoo, that's a big one.
I mean, yeah,
That's tough.
I mean, that's like reading off a list in 7 different ways.
Just-
I'm gonna give you a top 4.
Give me a top 4. I'll take a top 4.
In no particular order, Ruffled Feathers,
What?
Infinity. You know, I don't make me regret this. Don't make me regret this. Don't make me regret this. Fatal Strike and Retaliation, you guys better come out fucking banging. But your lips have been moving, so you better come out and just do work. And I know you can, man. I've seen these guys play. I've seen these guys play live. I mean, they just get loud. They just get loud, wild, have a good time, and then plant down and just do whatever they need to do. And I want to give my 4th spot to Synergy. I want to give it to him, but Synergy's going to get banged out round 1 and come back in and place 5th. That's how it's going to work.
Really?
Round 1.
That's going to work.
I think it's
They're going to sit down and listen. This is due to warm up and through personal. This is due to warm up and through personal experience. And Nasty, if you're out there, I've seen you at your coldest, boy. I've seen you at your coldest. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen you miss shots. So if you guys come in and you want to win this, you better make sure that you're on stations and not talking to nobody and keep your heads down and get your mind right in the game, man, because you're not just going to show up and do work, because in order for you guys to be completely online warriors and blacklisted through the community means you guys got to be fire. So that's from jumping on from when you wake up and playing until you go to bed. And that's why I think you guys are hitting so hard. So when you guys show up, I wish all the best to you. You know, make sure you just show up and get warm. And then the father and Carson, my main man, show up and just do what you do, man. I'm really excited to catch up with these guys again.
That's your top 6.
Yeah, he's gonna.
No NBN.
No NBN?
Yeah.
No Insanes?
No, we already know. We already know where that's going, and I'll
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm gonna give a winners bracket semifinals. I'm iffy about the following side of the bracket. I really am, but I think they got a pretty lucky bracket, and I could very easily see them going into the winter semis. With that said, they're my poster boys. I'm going to go Fly Society upsets MBN round 2.
All right.
They guarantee themselves top 6 in the winter semifinals. On the other side, I see Infinity, pretty much a no-brainer, going against the Insanes. I think the Insanes lose to Infinity and they get 5th, 6th. I don't see them bouncing back. But my other 2 teams I would throw in there. Clearly, I think MBN's going to make a run. And then I'm on the fence between Ambition and the Fathering's already in there. I'm on the fence with Synergy. I really think Ambition or Synergy could very, very easily make a fucking run. But you know, I don't trust Nasty, and I mean, I've seen Kenny bang at Hype 1, but I want to see if Kenny can do it again. That's me, and I've not seen anything from ZYN, so don't even give me that look, Arctyc. Don't give me that.
Well, you and I are friends right now, man. We are friends.
Yo, Gandhi, you were just shitting up everybody's, tree tonight, you know? You're trying to ban my Alpha playlist. You're telling Artie he's not even in the top 20. You're telling Blaze that he's not going to play good at Hype, and you're telling CrReam he's never going to play again. Like, what's up, man? Do you have anything positive to say?
Oh, man.
Not everyone just say what everyone wants to hear, man.
You're right. You're the Joe Rogan. You're the Joe Rogan of Gears of War?
I don't know if that makes sense. That's part of it. He looks just like him. I want to hear Arctyc's.
Okay, so I'm always confident in my team, so I think we'll do pretty well. But excluding our team, here's where I'm on the fence about Infinity SYN. That's my on the fence. So either one of those teams, I think Synergy is the wild card, and if they get fired, they're going to wreck everybody's predictions. If they don't, then my 4 would be Infinity, Insanes, MBN, and the Fathering. So that's like my top 4, top 6. Ambition looks really good. Blaze, I know you guys look really good when we played you guys. But yeah, Synergy for me is just like a wild card. And this is just top 4. I think Ambition is very, very good. I think that Ruffle Feathers is very, very good. Top 6, top 8. But there's just so many ifs. And in terms of consistency, I feel like Infinity, MBN are probably the 2 that we're going to see expectations either hit or miss. But Synergy, wild card, really, if they show up, then it's going to be lights out for some people.
Kenny.
CrReam?
It's so tough, man. I mean, obviously, are we doing top 4? Or top 6, man?
Top 6.
Top 6, top 6,
want.
man.
Top 6.
I mean, no-brainer once again, Infinity. I mean, if Infinity does not make top 6, it's going to be because they couldn't handle King of the Hill. That's it. I mean, they're obviously solid execution, but, you know, as we already heard, Admiral doesn't like King of the Hill. Apparently, I mean, I guess word is he's not the best at it. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm expecting to make top 6 just because it's Infinity, and they're ahead of everyone right now. Then I'm going to say... Man.
It's hard.
It's hard. I want
retaliation.
I want retaliation to make it not just because I'm coaching them, but because I've been seeing them getting better. I commentated them a few times now. They've been getting better every single time I've watched them. They've gotten better and better and better.
And Merch is gonna go off on land.
Yeah, I'm expecting them to do good. Honestly, I'm expecting them to do good. And it's not because I'm coaching them, because I've never even coached before. I don't even know if I'm going to be effective at all. But you know, I'm just expecting them to do good. If they don't, oh well, my bad. But whatever. Man, I want to say Blaze's team, simply because I want to see Blaze's team pull it off finally.
I want to pull it off.
I want to see Blaze's
once.
team pull it off. Yeah, I want to see Blaze's team up there. Honestly, SYN. I know a lot of people are talking about them, but I feel like they're going to be that team that just was ridiculous online, and then when it came to the event, when it mattered, they're just not going to show up. And you know, people can hate me if they do show up, whatever, but that's just my opinion. What are you going to do? MBN, even though I said before that if they lose early, I think like they're going to fall apart, even though, you know, they're consistent, I know that, but it's a different MBN. You know, I still feel like they're going to be okay. Unless they lose early, they're going to be in trouble. That's it. But I still think they're going to be all right.
Is it going to be like the Cubano effect?
Yeah, I'm serious. It's similar to the Cubano effect. I mean, yeah, I mean they looked good. I mean, even with Cubano, they looked fine online. But I mean, we showed up and we did terrible, and we beat them in Anaheim twice. But I still think they're going to be all right. Oh man, looking at this list, this is a bitch. I suck right now.
That's true. I could we'll go.
You could gather your thoughts. And Blaze could just go.
You can go, man. I'm having a tough time on this right now. I haven't seen enough teams play in the past 2 weeks. That's the thing. I haven't seen enough teams play King of the Hill. That's why it's so hard on me to pick who's going to do what.
Yeah.
I mean, I slacked. I slacked on the past few weeks. I haven't really been in the gears as I should, so I don't know the teams as well as I would like to. So I mean, I don't want to be like, all right, Bots is going to show up and get top 6 just because I like him.
I'm gonna go top 6. My predictions will be, I'm going with Infinity, of course. Infinity, of course, because like it is, like I said before, the pressure on their backs, you know, they're gonna excel, and they're gonna, you know, the mid-round meta game, they're gonna excel at also. So I got to put Infinity up there. NBN they look real good. They do look real good. I can kind of agree with you though. If they get that early loss, you know, I'm kind of curious on see how they're gonna do, especially with Jay not being in the mix, because like it is, he was the, you know, he put out fires. You know, so
I've been on that receiving end of Distortion losing early. Let me tell you, so, it's not pretty. It is not pretty. Fires,
and, you know, I think Fallout has a lot to prove. Fallout has a lot to prove. So I'm gonna put them up there. So that's 2. I'm gonna put Apex in there. The reason I put Apex in there is because the fact is that you got to understand that these guys from their own country, they're the best. They're the best of the best, and you know that's what they play like. They have that mentality, you know. So that's what they're gonna do, and it's like the European Infinity, you know. So they're gonna come in here with confidence, and they're gonna do work, you know. And they got a lot of solid players on that team. They really do. So I think it'd be silly not to put them there in the top 6. So I'm gonna put them in the top 6. Going down the list.
Look at it. It's hard, man.
Yeah,
No,
see?
it is hard. You know what? I'm
It's
gonna put
hard.
Legacy in there. I put Legacy in there.
Legacy?
I just can't believe no one else has said FS.
I put Legacy in there. The simple fact is that I want to see Excels perform. I think Excels is gonna come in. It's his first event. He's gonna do work. You know, and there's some grinders, yo. So I'm gonna put them. They're at the bottom of my top 6 kind of though, but they're in there. I think they're in there. They'll make it. So that's 4. My other 2 would be Vision. I put Vision in. I definitely put Vision in. I know they need a lot more work on their King of the Hill gameplay. The execution gameplay is good. They're all learning King of the Hill more. They got a bunch of that whole squad is nasty though. I think Nox gonna really do like when I see that like Hypefestation 1 highlights, you just seen them going off over and over and over. So they're gonna be in there. And my last pick will be
Jesus, guy, you're putting me to sleep. Pick somebody and talk about them.
My last pick will be VVV.
Look at Face, man. He's
Hold
so
on.
angry.
Don't get me going.
Face
his
is trying.
screenshot. I didn't take his long
Jesus, did you just see me yawn and like the tears started going down, man? Like, God, I almost went to sleep with the AMs and whatnots.
Get out of here with that.
You're
You have
killing me.
anything positive?
You're killing me.
I'm gonna go in the night, aren't I?
Oh my god.
What you doing tonight, Face? Tell me how does your night?
You
plan
already
out
know
right
what
now?
I'm doing. I'm gonna go
Alpha?
after this. I'm gonna go.
Carly?
I'm gonna go turn my Xbox on. Go scarf down whatever Lloyd's curly barbecued pulled pork sandwiches are in the refrigerator, and then come back and hopefully get 2 cycles in. Tonight. And then wake up in the morning, go climb an 80-foot tree, take it down, get paid, and then get to Hype on Friday, baby, because it's gonna go absolutely crazy. You know.
Be
So
careful, 85.
anyway, I'm wrapping this up, man. I'm done, guys. Daface X, MLG. I'm not an MLG. What am I talking about? Fucking Hypefestation.
Oh my
updater. We had a
God.
great show tonight. I came in on a good one. Sleep deprived. As long as we're having a good time, it doesn't matter. I hope you guys enjoyed this brutally vicious and rough show tonight. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was funny. We had some good talks. Epic, if you get rid of Alpha, I'm done. Molotov cocktail.
No, not
Straight up, I'll be done.
What would we do?
The face is now threatening Epic Games. If you get rid of Alpha playlist, I'm history. You know what I'm saying? There'll be no more wild support.
Face. Pete'll be at Hype.
I know he will. I know
Talk
he will.
to him there.
I know he will. I'm actually looking really forward to meeting Pete. We played a couple games. We talked a little bit. He's a pretty solid dude. We're right around the same age group. It's cool. So we'll see how he gets down. No, not like that. You. But anyway, if you guys want, follow me on Twitter at DefaceX. I'm getting ready to go live on twitch.tv/Daface here in the next 20 minutes or so with my Hypefestation team, CYS. So big shout out to Crisis. Really excited to see you guys this Friday. And time to get it in, man. May the best team win. Gandhi.
I'm good on my end. I'm tired. My sleeping schedule fucked up.
Gandhi
Yeah,
was
I'm
just
tired
here
too, man.
was just
I've
here
been
to
zoning out.
Just on our parade. KL.
Oh man, I'm excited for Hype. I hope everybody out there is. Quinn Del Hoyle from Epic Games wanted me to give a shout out from him to all you guys for helping the community grow, giving feedback, all the fans. So I had to give a little special shout out for him. Like I said, I'm excited for Hype. Our team is starting to come together. Regardless of what you may think, like Face said, all you see against us is the same thing over and over and over again. So when we get to Hype, expect to see some different stuff from our team. We're really excited. And good luck. Like Face said, let the best team win. It's going to be exciting.
Mr. Blaze by Nature.
Yeah, I'm with it, yo, man. Hypefestation is gonna be, it's gonna be an event to remember. It really is. 3 days, best teams in the game. It's gonna be great, yo. We're gonna see a lot of upsets, a lot of great matches. Shout outs there to Love Octagon, love you guys. PR, my team Ambition. I hope we show up to play. We should though, and I'm just ready to get out there. Shane's birthday is that weekend, so I'm happy to party with him.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It's Thursday. It's Friday actually, 21. So gonna definitely get it in. I'm excited.
Nice, Mr. Kenny Cream Lawson, take us home, boy.
Man, I'm just happy you guys came out again today. I mean, we hit over 600 viewers for a little bit, so the show is getting bigger every week. I mean, I love you guys for having this happen. Once again, shout out to Kona's Corner for plugging me as much as they can anywhere on any website. They've been doing a great job advertising. You can catch all the past episodes there or even on this channel at konascorner.com. And please go to Kona's Corner. I think it's Productions. Is that it, Charlie? Did you see that? Whatever.
Twitch.tv/ Kona's Corner.
Yeah, you can go there. I don't know. I'm out of it.
Kona's Corner. Look, you guys go check out the website right now if you want. konascorner.com. Look, man, the guy puts on a spectacular show. His website is slammed with great information, reviews, what's going on over at other venues, live coverage kind of thing. Our shows like this are up there. Just a straight up down ass company, and just support it, man. It's cool. Check it out. KonasCorner.com.
Yeah. Once again, thanks for coming in. You guys better tune in to Hypefestation this weekend. Hypefestation.com for any information you want on it. It starts Friday. It's going to be huge for Gears, guys. Tune in. Do not miss it. You can catch the streams at twitch.tv/BeyondGaming. Thanks for watching, guys. We are out of here.
Peace.
All right, later, fuckers. I'm out of bed.